Welcome to Radical Underdogs. This time we're at Donington Park with a car that's been set up by AI. If you haven't seen that previous video, check the link above.
Okay, we've got it on track, but there are some changes we need to make. The car doesn't turn in brilliantly, it's a bit too soft. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT what to do about it. So I've set up the car as per the starting point above, and the car feels like it's slow to turn in. What should I modify?
There are several potential modifications you can make to improve the handling balance. Here are a few options to consider. Camber. Increasing the front camber can improve turn-in responsiveness, but too much camber can result in excessive tire wear and decreased stability under braking. Try increasing the front camber by 0.5 to 1 degree, and see if this improves the turn-in. Toe. Increasing the front toe-in can also improve turn-in responsiveness, but too much toe-in can result in decreased straight-line stability. Try increasing the front toe-in by 0.05 to 0.1 inches, and see if this improves the turn-in. Spring rates. Increasing the front spring rate can help improve turn-in responsiveness by reducing body roll. Try increasing the front spring rate by 10 to 20% and see if this improves the turn-in. Damping. Increasing the front damping can also help improve turn-in responsiveness by reducing body roll. Try increasing the front damping by 3 to 5 clicks from full soft, and see if this improves the turn-in.
Now, it just seems like it's got toe in and toe out wrong way around a bit here, so I'm just going to try and tease that out a bit here. Is front toe out a good idea?
In general, front toe out is not a recommended setting for a Mazda MX-5 NA race car. Front toe out can cause the car to understeer, which means that the front tires will tend to push straight ahead, rather than turn into the corner. This can make the car feel slow to turn in, and make it difficult to drive at the limit.
She's got it wrong here, so isn't it toe out to turn in?
I apologize for the confusion in my previous response. You are correct that front toe out can improve turn-in for some race cars. This setting can make the front tires more responsive and increase the overall responsiveness of the car, particularly when entering corners. However, it's important to note that these modifications can also affect other aspects of the handling balance, such as stability under braking and oversteer.
So how does a bit of toe out and increase in stiffness sound?
Increasing front toe out and front spring stiffness can be a useful modification to improve turn-in responsiveness, but it depends on the specific track conditions, tire type, and driving style. Front toe out can increase the responsiveness of the front tires and make the car feel more agile when entering corners. Increasing front spring stiffness can help reduce body roll and improve turn-in by making the front suspension more resistant to compression.
And I think she's confusing the spring rate here for the damper hardness. Sorry, I meant damper hardness, not spring hardness.
Increasing front damper stiffness can be a useful modification to improve turn-in responsiveness. Additionally, it's always a good idea to work with experienced race engineers or trackside setup technicians.
And with changes made, we're back out on the circuit. To be honest, this is very similar to our normal setup here at Donington Park. And I would appreciate any comments, human comments that is, about the driving around this single lap of Donington Park. This is the national circuit, so you've got the S's, which are sort of the opposite direction as to how they go on the Grand Prix circuit. But the rest of the circuit is all the same as the Grand Prix circuit. So down into Redgate turn 1, my braking point was just sort of in the middle of where the pit lane entry is. Whether I was brave enough to hit that every time, that's a different story. It is flat out through the Craner curves in an MX-5. One of the best sequences of corners, I think, in the country. And one of the reasons I love Donington Park. Staying in fourth through the old hairpin and getting on the power as early as possible, just trying to carry as much speed as possible up through the hill there. Again, maybe I could push the braking point down at the old hairpin, question. Up at McLean's and Coppice, I can always probably brake too early. It's uphill, so yeah, I can probably brake a bit later there. Up at Coppice, I think basically it's missing the second apex entirely. I think that's the right call. I'm on the power early, and then it's obviously down the Starkey Straight. Great if you could pick up a toe here, but no other MX-5s to be coming off to this time round. Now this is the bit that's different. I was braking just where the building ends, and just wonder whether that's the right braking point really. That was that lap. Any comments would be much appreciated, and And next time out, we're at Brands Hatch. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT what the differences are between Donington Park and Brands Hatch.
At Donington Park, the track features a number of high-speed corners and long straights, which can place significant loads on the suspension and tyres. A stiffer suspension setup may be required to provide stability and reduce the risk of tyre failure at high speeds. Additionally, a slightly lower tyre pressure may be required to provide better grip and traction through the corners. At Brands Hatch, the track is more tight and twisty, with a number of tight corners and elevation changes. A softer suspension setup may be required to provide better grip and traction through the corners, allowing the driver to carry more speed and maintain momentum through the twists and turns.
So I think that overall, I think you do need a bit of knowledge to go alongside ChatGPT. I think that if you're a complete beginner and just do exactly what the software says, you're not going to end up with a good result. But I think that it does help prompt you in the right direction. So I think it's a useful tool, a useful addition to the box.